Hello, can you guys hear me? Yes, you can. We're back. GCTV here. Okay, good. Sorry if I ripped you guys. I'm a little sweaty. I feel kind of gross, but I wanted to get this video out for you guys real quick. We were talking about the fourth episode of season 2 of Better Call Saul, Gloves Off. A very interesting episode, possibly one of the best episodes of the season so far. We're going to go through the plot, we're going to go through the critical reception, and then I have to edit a JID album reaction and review for you guys. I haven't even checked if it was corrupt or not. We might just have to stick with the 10-minute album review format. I don't know. We'll have to see, but let's get to the plot. So in a preview of the episode's conclusion, we have some foreshadowing. Mike returns home and tosses a stack of $100 bills onto his kitchen table. It's kind of like what they did with the pilot of Breaking Bad. He pulls a bag of frozen vegetables from his freezer and presses it to his face, and we're like, why is he putting it on his face? What happened? He looks like a normal person. They hid what happened to him. And then as he slowly sinks into his living room chair, his face is revealed to be badly bruised and beaten. We have no idea how he did this, and this episode is going to explain how he got in this state, what he did. He had a meeting with Nacho Vargas, so something had to do with him. And people probably inferred that Tuco had something to do with it, and yes, they would be right. We will get to that. So in the present time, the Davis and Maine partners criticize Jimmy for airing his TV ad without their consent. Obviously, this is going to be the fallout of last episode of him airing a commercial without asking them. It's a good commercial, obviously, that brought in a lot of profits. That's not really the point of this whole thing, and Jimmy needs to start understanding that side of business. And, you just can't go out there and do stuff without a company's permission. It's very unethical. You get hired to do stuff under their permission. You do stuff for the team. It's a team effort. He is a part of the client outreach, but then again, you can't do anything until Davis and Maine lets you do this, the partners. So Cliff decides to give him a second chance, though he will be under more scrutiny in the future if he makes the mistake. Obviously, if he makes another mistake, he's going to get kicked out of the door, which, to be honest, Jimmy McGill is starting to turn into Saul Goodman. He is bound to make another mistake at this law firm. Let's just be real. It's not going to happen in this episode, and it doesn't. He's still with Davis and Maine, but obviously down the line he's going to do something to screw it up. He is in Breaking Bad, we know in the future that he is an individual lawyer, so he's probably not going to be working with Davis and Maine anymore. Jimmy leaves Kim an urgent voicemail, but Howard and Chuck are already grilling her about not warning them about Jimmy's ad aired. So they know that her and Jimmy kind of have a thing going on, and Jimmy informed her about the commercial. She didn't tell Howard McGill, and since they're working with Davis and Maine on the Sandpiper case, then that's kind of coming down on her, and she's the one that got Jimmy McGill introduced to Davis and Maine, got him a job at the firm, pretty much endorsed him. So yeah, it's really coming down on her more than it is Jimmy. She's going to take more of a hit than Jimmy. She brought up the idea. And obviously her cell phone has to be left behind because Chuck's electromagnetic hypersensitivity. She takes responsibility for not letting them know in advance, claiming that she did not think it was necessary to let them know given it was a different law firm. That's probably a fair point, but obviously they are not very happy with it, so yeah. Howard reprimands her, and she promises it will not happen again, so she's damn near on the edge. Jimmy's damn near on the edge. They're at rock bottom in their respective companies. They might be getting kicked out of their law firms. We just never know. We will have to see what happens to them, what their fates are, if they make any more mistakes. That's kind of what's to come. So Jimmy prepares to enter Chuck's house, but realizes he forgot to remove his electronics, so he grudgingly turns back to Chuck's mailbox and empties his pockets. He's kind of over the whole ordeal. He's like, yeah, electromagnetic hypersensitivity. He's kind of getting sick and tired of his brother acting like this and wanting people to fail and wanting stuff for himself. And it's kind of ironic because Chuck brings up how Jimmy has a selfish mindset. Jimmy has to have a selfish mindset when he has a dickhead brother that doesn't want him to succeed in this field. So when Chuck does not answer his knock, Jimmy uses his key to enter, and we will find that Chuck is in a very bad state because he was in the office all day and he got anxiety. Yeah, so he finds Chuck shivering on the couch, still dressed to leave for work, but covered by a space blanket. So he's just going to be ready to get up and get out the door in the morning. I mean, he didn't really want to take his clothes off and stuff like that and change. He was like so out of it, so anxious. I don't know. It's insane. Chuck refuses to go to the hospital, so Jimmy wraps him in a second space blanket that sits with him all night. So a true brother, despite how Chuck treats him. That just shows the loyalty, the brotherhood, the family concepts, the family ethics, that ideals, beliefs, that values, whatever that Jimmy kind of holds true to it with himself. Despite how his brother treats him, he knows that he can't turn his back on his brother, especially with the condition he has. The next morning, Jimmy condemns Chuck for allowing Howard to reprimand Kim. Chuck tells Jimmy he causes harm to everyone around him, but cannot admit his own mistakes. I mean, Chuck, you literally told your Howard to not let your brother join the firm. You caused harm to Jimmy. And that's enough for him to kind of have a revenge story. I mean, that's really what's happening here. Jimmy offers to quit practicing law if Chuck will help Kim, but Chuck refuses. He's like, don't bring this down on Kim. I will take full responsibility, whatever consequences there are. So Nacho and Mike monitor a restaurant, and Nacho says he fears retaliation from Tuco if Tuco discovers his secret drug dealing. And it's not going to go well given Tuco's mentality towards people that turn their backs on him. Nacho tells Mike he and Tuco meet there to settle accounts with their street dealers, so Nacho thinks it is an ideal place to kill Tuco, so they're planning to pull up next to him in a car and shoot his ass. Mike has better ideas. Weeble's ideas are, it's damn smart. Mike's one of the most clever characters in this show. Mike refuses, saying it would attract retaliation by the Salamancas, and we see that in Breaking Bad. The Salamancas get revenge for Tuco, and they try to. Instead, Mike calls police to the restaurant and fakes a minor accident between his car and Tuco's in the parking lot, kind of like a little scrape. He's got a really nice car out there. But yeah. When Tuco comes out to check on his car, Mike goads Tuco into striking him repeatedly just as police arrive. He goes in there. He's instigating. He goes in there, grabs his food, ignores him. He's like, I don't think you want that problem, big guy. He's talking to him. He's like this old man. He's seen as this old man to Tuco, but we know Mike is a badass character. Because Tuco is carrying a gun, he is arrested for assault with a deadly weapon. So he's going to face the consequences and temporarily be out of Nacho's life, but he will get out soon. Nacho later pays Mike, but Mike declines to give a reason for going to such trouble to avoid killing Tuco. Guess that's just what he does. Let's get into the reception. Acclaim from critics. 100% approval rating. 8.76 out of 10 on Rotten Tomatoes. That's obviously a big site. Gloves Off finds Better Call Saul coming further into its own with an enthralling episode that highlights Jonathan Banks' contributions. 9.2 out of 10 on IGN. Better Call Saul highlights the need for a better way, and yeah. It just shows Mike being a better person, and appropriately getting rid of Tuco. That's gonna do it. I don't have any thoughts about the episode. This is a short review. I realize that, but I gotta get to editing this JID video. So yeah, I'm out. Have a good rest of your day. We'll have a JID video possibly streamed tonight. No promises.